The first stop of the 2010 Castrol Canadian Touring Car Championship presented by Toyota Tires was at Motersport International Raceway. After a long off-season, there was an energy amongst the teams both on the track and off. Right out of the gate, the #1 Lombardi Honda racing car, driven by Nick Whitmer, last year's Super Touring champion, put in a great time. But with a qualifying lap of almost 7/10 of a second faster, the new leader, Marc-Antoine Camirand of Camirand Competition, quickly pushed the Lombardi team to second place. In touring class, the top 4 qualifying teams were all within 0.5 of a second, demonstrating how tight the competition is within the touring class. Although for most teams it appeared the long winter away from the track had no effect on their performance, others were struggling to stay in the race.
On the exit of turn 3, put the hammer down. This motor, he blew up part of the bottom front end with the crankcase.
Yeah, this morning I broke the engine on cylinder 4. It's an old engine. I don't have the spare parts now. And the engine comes from Trois-Rivières.
Other than an odd version of the national anthem before the race, Saturday's race was clean and fast. The top 3 drivers in each class maintained their positions throughout the race, with one exception. PJ Gronke was able to pass Tom Kwok in the touring class to take 3rd place. Jacques Raval found himself sliding into the tires in corner 8, sustaining pretty heavy body damage to his number 43 Pontiac Solstice.
As I was coming into 8, which is a fast sweeper, and as I came in, the car snapped a bit on me. So I cut it back, but by the time I needed to make the turn, then I was into the marbles. So now it snapped really good, and I just went backward into the wall.
For a few teams, there were going to be long nights ahead of them to get the cars ready for Sunday's feature race. With warm weather, sunny skies, and a track full of fans, the cars lined up on the grid for the feature race. In the Super Touring class, the race was tight. Nick Whitmer in his Honda was able to pass Marc-Antoine Camirand's BMW leading into Moss Corner. Whitmer was flat out in 5th gear and riding the rev limiter right to the bottom of corner 4. And while the pass was clean, the BMW had more drive down the straightaway and was able to pull away with the lead and remained unchallenged for the rest of the race. In the touring class, things were getting rough. The second-place Durabond Compass 360 racing Honda, driven by Carl Thompson, was driving a defensive race, keeping the Octane Motorsports Mini, driven by PJ Gronke, at bay. While passing a lap car, Thompson tried to block and contact was made. Within 1 lap, Thompson was in the pit with a cut tire.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because the Civic's got jam, but the Mini's got handling. So, yeah, I mean, I have to do my best to block him.
That's the way it goes. If you want to squeeze me and I'm there, it's up to you whether or not you want to hit me or whether you want to back off or let me have inside space, because I was there and I'm not going to back down.
So here are winners. In Super Touring, 3rd place went to Mathieu Audette and Audette Racing. 2nd to Nick Whitmer and Lombardi Honda Racing. And a clear winner sweeping the weekend was Marc-Antoine Camirand and Camirand Competition.
It's always challenging. When we have some good driver like Nick in the back, I mean, you have to push all the time. So yeah, it's tough.
In the touring class, 3rd place went to Tom Kwok of MNS Racing. 2nd to PJ Gronke and Octane Motorsport, and also sweeping the weekend, Anthony Rapone and Durabond Compass 360 Racing took the win.
That was one of my best races, I think.
Yeah.
Just like consistent, no mistakes, nothing. Not one blown corner, nothing.
Now let's take a look at the standings in driver points. And also, let's look at the manufacturer point standings. So that wraps up the race report for Race 1 of the 2010 Castrol Canadian Touring Car Championship presented by Toyota Tires. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the track.